In episode 218, we discussed the first two questions that Hakham Matloub Abadi addressed in his Responsum on the prayers for Tisha B'Av in his book Abadi. In that episode, we said that Hakham Matloub required the community to maintain their custom of reading Echa before praying Arabit on the night of Tisha B'Av, as opposed to praying Arabit first. We also said that Hakham Matloub required the community to maintain their custom of not reciting a Haftarah in Minha Tisha B'Av, even though a Haftarah is read in Minha in many other communities. The third question that Hakham Matloub addressed in this Responsum is, how many Kadishim are recited after the Amidah on the night of the Tisha B'Av, and is Kaddish Kabal recited at all on that night? According to Hakham Matloub, our custom is to recite 3 Kadishim after the Amidah on the night of the Tisha B'Av. The first one is Hasi Kaddish, which is recited right after the Amidah. The second Kaddish is a Kaddish that we recite on Tisha B'Av, which includes the part that begins Dihu Atid Lahadata, which is recited right after V'ata Kadosh. And the third Kaddish after the Amidah that night is Kaddish Yeheh Shalama, which is recited right before Aleinu. According to this order of Kaddishim, we do not recite Kaddish Kabal at all on the night of Tisha B'Av. Hakham Matloub gave several reasons for this order of Kaddishim. 1. We never say 4 Kadishim after the Amidah and Arbit on any other night of the year, and there is no source that mentions the night of Tisha B'Av as being exceptional in this regard. His second reason, it would not be proper to say a Kaddish after the Kinot without saying V'ata Kadosh first. This is because according to Harambam, Kaddish is only recited after an actual prayer that was established by the rabbis, not after prayers that were composed after the Talmudic period, and the Kinot that we recite were composed even later than that, after the Gaonic period. Furthermore, Hakham Matloub cited the Haidah, who wrote that it's not proper to add extra Kadishim. Hakham Matloub's third reason, reciting 4 Kadishim after the Amidah on the night of Tisha B'Av, is against the tradition of our ancestors from Halab, and we should not change our traditions. Here, Hakham Matloub recalled his education in Halab, where he had the privilege of attending to the great rabbis in the study halls and synagogues of Aleppo. He singled out Beit Nasi, where the religious court of Halab issued rulings, and they also prayed there. He also mentioned the Midrash of Abadi Harari, where great rabbis and proficient halakhic authorities, including his own rabbis and teachers, studied and prayed. The Midrash of Abadi Harari also had a group of rabbis who were proficient in Kabbalah and engaged in mystical studies the entire day. This group included Rabbi Michael Mish'an and Rabbi Obadiah Lanyado. Hakham Matloub went on to say that from the days of his youth, he would regularly pray with these religious judges and Kabbalists on the night of Tisha B'Av, and wherever he prayed, they only recited 3 Kadishim after the Amidah, never 4. And therefore, we should not change their custom, since they certainly knew it was proper, both according to the halakhic authorities and also according to the Ari, the authoritative master of Kabbalah. Hakham Matloub added that this is also what they had been doing for many years in Brooklyn since he came to the community. Furthermore, some later authorities also mentioned the custom of not reciting Kaddish Kabal on the night of Tisha B'Av, including the Beit David and the Mahari Qas. Hakham Matloub's fourth reason, according to many authorities, Tit Kabal is not recited after reading Megillat Echa at night, because Echa includes the phrase Satam Tefillati. He closed off my prayer. Many of these authorities had the custom to pray Arbit before Echa at night, and therefore they recited Tit Kabal at night, but not the next morning in Shahrit. But since the custom of Halab was to read Echa before Arbit, according to Hakham Matloub, they did not recite Kaddish Tit Kabal at night, but they did recite Tit Kabal the next morning in Shahrit. Hakham Matloub explained, Me'echa ad Echa en Kaddish Tit Kabal, meaning the custom is not to recite Tit Kabal in between the night reading and the day reading of Megillat Echa, but after the reading of Echa in the morning, the sad elegies have been concluded, and then Kaddish Kabal may be recited. Hakham Matloub also supported his position with the fact that the famous Mahzor Aram Soba from the year 1527 had no mention of Kaddish Kabal for the prayers on the night of Tisha B'Av, but did specify reciting Kaddish Kabal in Minhav Tisha B'Av. But before concluding his discussion regarding not reciting Kaddish Kabal on the night of Tisha B'Av, Hakham Matloub expressed his surprise in finding Kaddish Kabal listed in the order of the prayers on the night of Tisha B'Av by Hakham Shmuel and Yado in his book Shulchan HaMelech, which was written in Halab in the year 1804, but was not published until 1923. Rabbi Lanyado also only had 3 Kadishim after the Amidah, because he omitted the Hasi Kaddish after the Amidah. However, Hakham Matloub dismissed this source as not necessarily reflecting the custom of Aleppo, but rather just a summary of Shulchan Aruch and some of the comments appended to Shulchan Aruch by Muram, or perhaps Sitkabal was recited in his synagogue, but not in the other synagogues in Aleppo. Hakham Matloub also disagreed with Rabbi Lanyado regarding replacing Sim Shalom with a shorter version that begins Oseh HaShalom, that is found in some Tisha B'Av Sidurim, like Arba Ta'aniyot, on the night and morning of Tisha B'Av. According to Hakham Matloub, we should recite the usual Sim Shalom in all of the Amidot of Tisha B'Av, which is in accordance with the teachings of the Arizal. Hakham Matloub then summarized the order of the prayers on the night of Tisha B'Av according to the custom of Aleppo. We begin with Ha'azinu, then Megillat Echa, followed by the Mizmor that begins on the Harot Babel. Then Hasi Kaddish, Barechu, and Arbit. After the Amidah, Hasi Kaddish, and if it's Saturday night, Boreh Meoreh Ha'esh is recited on a candle. Then the lights are dimmed, and the Chinot are recited, beginning with Azot Espedah. Then we go down on the floor and count the years since the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash and cry about the length of the exile. After that, we recite verses of comfort, including Adana Bechya B'Sion and Urana Yeminecha Rama, and then go right into Ve'ata Kadosh, which is followed by the Kaddish Targum that is recited on Tisha B'Av. Then Shira Ma'alot B'Shuv Adonai Shibat Zion, followed by Kaddish Yeheshelema, Barechu, and Alenu. B'ezrat Hashem, in a future video, we will discuss the fourth and final question that Hakham Matloub addressed in his Responsum on the prayers for Tisha B'Av. Tizku l'rot b'nechamat Zion u'binyan Yerushalayim b'mhera b'yameinu. Amen.